All right, so basic rankings. Tier 1 is considered elite. Tier 6 is tomato cans. All right, so let's go. First off, Danny Dimes. Yeah. If he is your starting quarterback, that is rough. This guy, I'll put him in tier 5. What's his name? Riley Leonard? Yeah. Don't know much about him. 6th-round pick, 6th round for a reason. Ooh, Trevor Lawrence. Okay, this is rough. Because he at this point in his career, he should be tier 2, tier 3, but he's kind of regressing already. Mahomes, that guy was that guy. All right. Herbert. I'm putting Herbert in 2 because I feel like it's his second year with Harbaugh. You know, he's more seasoned with Harbaugh. He's more in tune with him. You know, he's understanding more now. Stafford, I think tier 2, but I think just above, just because he's older, more experienced. He knows what he's doing. You know what you're going to get from Matthew Stafford. Geno, tier 3. All right. He hasn't really quite touched what he had in, 2022. But, you know, new team, new him. He's back with Pete Carroll, so that's a huge plus. He's probably going to be a solid start. He's probably going to be pretty good again. Tua. Okay. I feel like it's the same for Herbert or Lawrence. He should be up here, but he's honestly down here still. I mean, is he though? No. See, okay, but then if I'm putting Tua here, I feel like I should put Lawrence up here as well. But both of them just haven't had success. Tua's injuries, I think his injuries put him at 4. Quinn Ewers, putting him down here. I don't know how well his skills are going to translate to the NFL. JJ McCarthy, I want to put him down here because we haven't seen him play in the NFL. Came from a run-heavy offense. But if Sam Darnold can do what he did in the Vikings, I believe he's going to be up here. Not going to put him ahead of him just because he hasn't started. Drake May, I think, yeah, I'll put him above McCarthy, below these two, just because it's his second year. Tyrod Taylor, he's the captain of the tier 5 team, okay? I can't put him any higher. Actually, I'd rather have him than Daniel Jones. Okay, Justin Fields. Call me crazy. I think he's going to be better than these guys. I think he'll be better than Tua and everyone else under him if he's the starting quarterback. If he is day 1 starter, then yes, he will be better. Hurts, yeah, I'm putting Hurts in the lead. I'm a Niners fan, and I think Hurts is probably the most elite, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He just won a Super Bowl after blowing out the Chiefs. I mean, it was insane to watch. Mason Rudolph, yeah, I'm going to put him down here. He's the captain of tier 5. See, I still don't know who this guy is. Tomato can. If I can't recognize you, you're a tomato can. All right, Aaron Rodgers. He did pretty bad last season. And it's Pittsburgh, so I'll put him in tier 3. Jane Daniels, okay, yeah. It's his second year. I mean, he did so good last season. It's almost like it's going to be hard to kind of outshine that season. But I do believe he was going to produce way better. Honestly, if I make this same list next year, he's probably going to be up here. But I have him in tier 2 for now. Is that Jalen Milroe? I like Jalen Milroe. I like him. I think if he somehow becomes the starter due to Darnold not producing well, I think he could make it a lasting impact. Kenny Pickett, tomato can. Pickett had his chance. He was a first-round pick. He had a chance to at least become a solid starter for the Steelers. But to not even be able to do that, that's embarrassing. Sam Darnold, I'll put him top of tier 4. In Sam Darnold, I do not trust. I do not believe in Sam Darnold. I think he's going to have we saw how he was last season at the end and even in the playoff game. Horrible. Like, people were chanting MVP. I thought he was going to be going on an MVP season. What he's got going for him is he's like 28 now with 8 seasons of experience. Yeah, okay. I hope you're a good quarterback at that point in your career. But who knows, young offense, young everything. I think he could potentially move up here past these guys. I don't think he could ever get to tier 2. Purdy. Call me biased. If I was really biased, he'd be an elite. But with a season like that last year, battling injuries, and especially going into this season, Ayuk out. Jennings wants a contract, and he's kind of dealing with an injury right now. Trent Williams is old, okay? McCaffrey, coming off an injury, he's known for being like a small, thin pane of glass, okay? Ricky Pearsall is not showing to be a wide receiver 1. The rookie wide receiver we just got also hurt. What he's got going for him is that his defense is there to help him, and that's it. Offense is looking pretty sucky. The O-line still looks pretty bad, but Purdy's gonna be Purdy. If I can see him, I mean, I'm a Niners fan, so obviously I'm hoping he moves up here, but realistically speaking, I can't put him below here because he's better than these guys. I think he's better than Stafford. I think he's better than Herbert. Do I think he's better than Daniels? Daniels gets him on the athleticism, and I think that's where it ends. Purdy, borderline elite. Let's see. Baker Mayfield, I'll put him in tier 3. Better than Geno? Yeah. He's solid. He's been solid since he went to Tampa. He's been very solid. Jackson Dart. I think he has the most promise out of all the rookie quarterbacks, so I'll put him up here. Russell Wilson, I think he's also tier 4. Okay, but not that bad. I think he's, I'll put Russell here because I know he still got it. Unk still got it. Actually, no, I'll move him here. Unk has still got it. I think so. He was moving pretty good in Pittsburgh for a little bit. I think he'll pick that up with Brian Dable. Jameis Winston. Love the guy. Has great heart. Great locker room guy. Need I say more? Cam Ward. Okay, my bad. Jackson Dart is not going to be the best rookie. I think Cam Ward is better than all these guys. I might even put him in 3. I genuinely believe Cam Ward. Okay, I'm going to make some adjustments. Tyrod Taylor, you moving down to tier 5. Yeah, it's getting a little too crowded up here in 4. A lot of average quarterbacks. Will Levis, bottom. And he's out for the season. Tomato can. Spencer Rattler, tomato can. Is this the rookie? Yeah, we'll put you... I have no faith in this guy. As a non-Saints fan, I do not trust this guy with anyone at all. Genuinely. Josh Allen, elite. Lamar, elite. Burrow, elite. Alright. We got our elites out of the way. I mean, I don't gotta say much. MVP season. Should have been back-to-back MVP season. Burrow would have had an MVP season if his defense was actually good and he actually won games. Kyler, I'll put him in 3. He's not terrible. First overall pick, I think looking back, probably not. He's gone through quite a few head coaches, but only time can tell. I'm very interested to see how the Cardinals do this season, especially with Marvin Harrison Jr. going into his second year, probably going to be utilized way more. Dak, tier 3. I think he's better than Murray. I think he's better than Geno. I'll put him above Geno. See, I kind of want to put him above Baker now. I like Baker a lot. I think this is fine. Jared Goff, I'll put him in tier 3. Tier 2, sorry. CJ Stroud, better than Geno. It's his second season, and his second season wasn't that good. I'll put him behind Dak. Jordan Love, I like Jordan Love. Give me that love. He was good for fantasy for like a couple weeks, and then he got hurt. Offense looks a little bit whack, but I think they'll be fine. Joe Flacco. No, that's crazy. That's crazy if I put him in. Where are all the other Browns quarterbacks? I don't think. Oh, okay. Pennickett's all the way down there. See, you know what? I think I'll move Darnold to 3. And I'll put him above Rodgers. Because I do think he is better than Rodgers. As of currently, Rodgers was consistently bad last year, and Sam Darnold was majority good. Also, Darnold is just in a better, way better situation right now than anyone else. Than most people on tier 3. Bo Nix, I'll put him in 3. But just outside of 3. I don't know. I need to see his second year before I can, like, properly. Because, like, Jaden Daniels, yeah, okay, we saw year 1. Okay, you know, whatever. But Bo Nix, you know, there's some issues there. You know, we'll just see. Caleb Williams, he's tier 4. Who would I put him over? I think, honestly, it's the Bears. They have a slightly better situation, so I'll put him above May. Bryce Young, I'll put him... I really like Bryce Young, so I'll put him there. Michael Penix, I mean, he's like here. Flacco, not Flacco. Kirk Cousins, I'm putting him here because I genuinely think he will not be starting this season. I think Michael Penix Jr. will take over. Anthony Richardson, he's already hurt. That's the biggest downside with him. If we could go and it's like Madden and we could just click, you know, turn off injuries. With injuries, he's down here. He's with the majority of quarterbacks. I gotta put him right here, dude. Dylan Gabriel, tomato can. Shooter, the man, the myth, the legend. We all saw his preseason game. He's probably gonna become a day 1 starter, but he is a rookie. He's got a giant chip on his shoulder. I'll put him above Milroe. I'll put him here. Okay, any last minute adjustments? I feel like Cam Ward's too high. He's a rookie after all. I'll move him down here. So these 3 are borderline tier 3. Ooh, I need to rethink that. Bryce Young's borderline tier 3. I think these guys are borderline tier 2s. These guys borderline superstar. Move Stafford down. Borderline superstars. No faith in the Saints. Quinn Ewers. I feel like with Quinn Ewers, you could probably put him up here. Yeah. I think this is as good as the list can get. Oh, Cam Ward over Caleb Williams? Yes. Over Drake May? Yes. Over Michael Penix? Yes. Over Jackson? Yes. McCarthy? Only McCarthy's only there because we haven't seen him play in the NFL. But honestly, if Sam Darnold could go from here to here, I feel like McCarthy couldn't go from like here to here, probably. Love. I think Love is the best quarterback out of all these. Oh, I think Cowboys fans will say Dak's up here. I can't see Dak being... I could see him being better than Goff maybe, but out of all these quarterbacks, I'd rather have Love or Baker on my team than Dak. And I'd much rather have all these quarterbacks at the top more than any of these. And then obviously, you know, it's elite order. Actually, let me look at elite. I think Lamar's above Hurts. Actually, no. Hurts is there because he's won a Super Bowl. I put Lamar over him. And Burrow is barely here only because his defense low-key has him stat padding. And nothing more. Burrow is only here because of stat padding. And say what you want to say. If his defense was good, he'd be like here. But because his defense is so bad, he's up here. Because he's forced to score. And that's kind of showing like, oh, he can score. But yeah, this is my official 2025-2026 NFL quarterback tier rankings.